Hello, and welcome to the Unit 3 part test, to the Unit 3 Part 2 test review. Let's get started. Number 1. The graph of which inequality will be represented by a dashed line? The way we can tell is we look at our symbols. The symbols that exist and have a dashed line when we graph them do not have a line underneath them. So, for number 1, the correct answer would be letter B and letter D because neither of the symbols have a line underneath them. On the contrary, we've got number 2, which asks us the graph of which inequality will be represented with a solid line. In this case, you want to pick the inequality symbol that has a line underneath it. So in number 2, the correct answers are A and C because both of those symbols have a line underneath them. Number 3, write an inequality that is represented by this graph. So first, let's put some points on the graph. I like to start off by putting a point on the y-intercept, and then I find a nice, perfect point that exists on the line. And what I mean by perfect point is a point where the diagonal of our line crosses the grid at a corner. You see right there. All right. So those are two good points. Let's find our slope. Oh, actually, you know what? I'd like to start off with a symbol. Yeah, let's find out the symbol first. Okay, I got 2 points. Let's decide the symbol. Now, the way we decide our symbol is all about the y-intercept. We have to decide whether it's shaded above the y-intercept or below it. In this case, it looks like our shaded area is below the y-intercept. So I know I'm going to have a less than symbol. Now, as we answered in number 1 and 2 that one type of line we graph is dashed and the other one is solid. So number 3 has a solid line, which means my symbol must also have a solid line underneath it. All right, now let's do our slope. To find our slope, we always go from left to right on our points. It looks here that we're going to go up and to the right, so we'll have a positive slope. Let's count. Up 1, 2, to the right 1, 2, 3. So our slope is up 2, to the right 3, so 2 over 3. You always put the letter x next to your slope. And the last thing we're going to write down is the y-intercept, which here between -2 and -4 is -3, so -3. And I got it from right here. Perfect. Next, let's identify a solution. Inequalities have so many solutions. So here, when you do this on your own, you may have a different answer than me. So if you're watching this and kind of pausing it and doing some stuff and then watching me do it, then your answer might be different. Just make sure you fall within the shaded area. Because this is a solid line, we could also pick any point that's on the solid line. But let's do one of each. Let's do a random point in the gray area, and let's do this point on the solid line. So in the gray area, I'm going to call it point A, point B, just so I can tell them apart. Point A that's safe to pick is 4, -7. It exists inside the shaded area. Point B is on the line. This is 9, 3. That's also allowed, and that's because on solid line. We cannot be on a dashed line. So if you picked a point that's on the solid line or a point that is in the gray, you would be correct. Number 4, write an inequality that's expressed by this graph. And let's identify some solutions too. Okay, so first let's label some points. I'm going to label the y-intercept, and then there's this perfect point. Direction. It looks like from the y-intercept, it's shaded above, so it's a greater than symbol. Now, according to our answer number 1, the symbol that gets a dashed line would not have a line underneath it, so I'm going to leave the symbol as is. Now let's do our slope. This time it looks as if I'm going down, so I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. So my slope is negative 2 over 1. And make sure to make my slope negative because that is what says that it's going down. I'm going to put an x next to it. In this case, here's my y-intercept. That's positive 4. And we're going to write plus 4 to indicate that it's positive. A solution within the this shaded, I guess, pink part, I guess on your paper it's going to be gray, but in this shaded area we can pick anything. I'm just going to let my pen fall. Okay, so that's 4 comma 3. The dashed line does not give us solutions, so only in the shaded area or solid line, so no dashed lines. So as long as you pick something that's within the shaded area, you have the right answer. Number 5. Let's graph the system of linear inequalities, and we'll identify 2 solutions. Okay, let's think about this system. Why isn't it writing? Okay, I'm going to do this one in pink, and I'm going to do this one in blue. Oh no, that's green. My bad. There we go. Now let's think about this one, the pink one. The pink one, it is greater than, it has a line underneath. Okay, let's start by putting a dot on the y-intercept, which is 3. So I'm going to put a dot on 3. The slope here is negative 1, which is really negative 1 over 1. So that's telling me to go down 1 to the right 1. Okay, before I connect those dots, I need to decide whether this is going to be a solid or dashed line. Now my symbol has a line underneath it. That means this is going to be a solid line. I'm going to draw a few more points, and I'm just going to keep going down and to the right, just so I can make my line a bit straighter. There we go. Lastly, I need to decide where I'm shading. I have y is greater than, which means I'm going to shade above my y-intercept. I'm going to grab my pink highlighter, and I'm going to shade everything over here, because this is all above the y-intercept. Okay, let's do the second one. The second one starts at positive 1. I'm going to make this a little thicker. Starts at positive 1 and has a slope of 3. Remember that positive 3 is actually 3 over 1, which means I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 1, and that'll help me draw my line. I'm also going to go backwards, just so I have a 1 down, 2, just so I have some more points for accuracy. Okay, this symbol does not have a line underneath it, which means I have a dashed line. Oh man. We're going to pretend that was a straight. You know what? We're going to use our imagination and pretend that those dashes form a straight line. Okay, let's decide where to shade. I once again have a greater than symbol, which means I'm going to be shading above the y-intercept. So that means I'm going to be shading everything over here. Oh, that's tiny. There we go. I'm going to be shading everything on this side of the line. Is blue or green? I can't tell. That's fine. Whatever I'm using. I think I'm using blue. I have a yellow light filter on my computer, so it doesn't hurt my eyes. Sometimes I can't tell the colors. Okay. The area in which our solution lies is where the two colors overlap, and on the border of that area as long as it's a solid line. And what I mean by that is like this area of the pink line is part of the solutions. because it borders the overlapping colors. Let's pick a point. That's a solution. I'm just going to pick this one. Why not? -1, 5. Let's graph another one, and we're supposed to identify two solutions. Whoopsie doopsie. Let's also do, just to emphasize the fact that we could use the border, -1, 4. Fantastic. All right, let's graph this system. All right, this system, we have, fractions. Sorry, got distracted for a second. Got fractions. That's good. We like this. For slope, especially, we like fractions because it's easier to remember or to see kind of like the down, up, and then to the right. With whole numbers, it's easy to forget to go to the right. The first inequality starts at -1, so I'm going to put a dot. I am going to put a dot on -1. My slope is 1/2. That means I'm going up 1 to the right 2, and I'll do that until I run out of room. I'm also going to do it backwards. Perfect. This symbol has a solid line underneath it, so I'm going to connect everything with a solid line. The symbol is less than, so I'm shading below my symbol. So I'm shading everything over here. Okay. The second one starts at -4 and has a slope of +3/2, which means I'm going to go up 3 to the right 2. Looks like I have room to do that one more time. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 2. Okay. This symbol does not have a line underneath it, which means I'm going to have a dashed line through here. The symbol is greater than. Whoa. I don't need to move this. There we go. My symbol is greater than, which means I'm going to shade above that line. Oh, I need to make that larger. So everything over here on this side of the green line is going to get shaded green because it is above the green or the y-intercept. It's kind of hard to see where the colors overlap. Maybe you guys can see it without the yellow filter. But it's this area right here. We also can get some solutions from this part of the solid line. Oh, actually, up to here. Okay, let's name some solutions. How about -4, -4? That's right there. And let's pick one on the line right here, -2, -2. Fantastic. Number 7. Which of the linear inequalities is represented by this graph? Whoops. This is how I like to think about it. First, I'm going to decide on the y-intercepts and then I'll decide on the symbols. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one with green. That's +3 as a y-intercept. And I'm going to see, is the shading above or below the line? So instead of using the y-intercept, I'm just going to use any point on the line. And it looks like I'm shading above. So y is greater than. It's dashed, no line underneath. So what I'm going to go right now and do is cross off anything that has both a +3, that doesn't have a +3 and y is greater than. So has a +3, has y is greater than. Okay, has a +3, no y is greater than. +3 has an or equal to +3. Okay, letter A. That was easy. Let's try number 8. Same idea. Let's start by putting a little dot here. So we got a +3. I can tell that it's shaded underneath, so it's got to be y is less than. Let's see if the same thing happens here. If we can kind of cross all the options out. Right, you got a positive 3 less than or equal to. Positive 3 greater than. Positive 3 less than. Positive 3 less than or equal to. Boom. Good multiple choice solving techniques. All right. Ooh, word problem. Gino wants to purchase a gym membership. He has no more than Y dollars to spend. Total Fitness charges an initial fee of $7 plus 3 per month. Gymania charges an initial fee of $5 plus 7 a month. Write a system of inequalities that can determine which company offers the better deal. Let X represent the number of months. Okay. Let's label months, dollars, just to remind ourselves that X's and what the X's and Y stand for. Okay, system. Let's begin with Y, because that's how much money Gino has. He has no more than Y dollars to spend, which means he must spend less than Y dollars. Y is our biggest. That's why Y is greater than, because it's going to be greater than whatever money he's got to spend. So what he has to spend has to be more than what he's going to spend. All right. Total Fitness charges $7 per month. So 7x. Oh, whoa, I'm wrong. $3 per month. 3x. That's nice. And they also charge, so plus an initial fee of $7. Gymania, same idea. The money he has to spend is the maximum, so it's on the open side of the symbol. The money he will spend has to be less than that, because he can't spend more money than he has. Gymania, oh, this is who offers $7 per month for gym membership, plus a $5 initial fee. All right, let's graph. I'm going to graph the first one in pink and the second one in blue. All right, the first one starts at 7 and then goes up 3 to the right 1, connects with a solid line. This is greater than, so we're shading above the y-intercept. Okay. Next, let's do Gymania. Starts at $5 and then goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7 to the right 1. Hee. I got a small graph, my bad. And we're shaded above, so everything over here. Okay, so our solution is in there. So they cross. It looks like they cross right here at 110. So let's use that. Why not? Oh, I zoomed in so much. Uh-oh. There we go. So let's select the point 110 and let's explain it. Because they're an equality, this means he can spend less than $10 for 1 month at either gym. Our X's represented the months. Our Y represented the money. Let's try that one more time, and then we'll be done. Jesus wants to play Roblox, so he asked two friends if they could let them use their Xbox. He has no more than Y dollars to spend. His first friend said he would charge him an initial fee of $5 and that didn't change colors. And he wants $2 for each day that he uses it. The second friend offers an initial fee of $2 and wants $5 for each day. Let's write a system. X represents number of days and Y is money. Good rule of thumb. X will almost always beat the time measurement in the problems you do. So if you're doing problems that involve any sort of time, like years, days, months, seconds, minutes, hours, etc., it's X because time is independent. You cannot control time yet. But right now we can't control time, so everything kind of depends on time. Anyways, let's write a system. So his first friend, Y, is greater than or equal to, because Jesus wants to spend less than the amount of money he has. His first friend offers $2 a day and a $5 fee. The second friend, also Y is greater than or equal to, because he wants to spend less than the money he has. The second friend asks for $5 a day, plus $2 as an initial fee. Let me color code real quick. Okay, let's graph these inequalities and discuss a solution. The first friend starts at $5 and then $2 a day, so up 2 to the right 1. It's a nice solid line and shaded up. So everything over here gets shaded. The second graph starts at the second inequality starts at positive 2. The slope is 5, so we go up 5 to the right 1. Oh, that looks like all the room I have. I'm going to go the other direction. There we go. And I'm going to connect it with a solid line. It is also shaded up, so I'm going to shade everything over here. You should see this area where they're crossing. Okay, select a point and let's write a solution. I'm going to select this one. That's 1, 9. So this means he can spend less than $9 for 1 day of borrowing from either friend. Just like before, our X's represent the days, the days, independent value, and the Y's represent the money, the dependent value. Okay. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to help or ask whoever's helping you study. And good luck on the last test before finals. Bye!